Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 4 of What If Shockwave Betrayed Megatron. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. We get back to Shockwave as he deciphers the cyber matter and thinks of the best way to use it. It seems we shall require a launch mechanism. He then goes over comms, informing every Decepticon, Predacon, and Insecticon we shall focus all of our remaining resources upon the successful reconstruction of the Omega Lock. And so, Shockwave meets with Knockout on the Decepticon Warship's laboratory to discuss how they can enact this operation. Perhaps we could use synthetic energon. However, the formula is incomplete. What are you talking about? Incomplete. Knockout then pretty much explains the whole story on how he got the synthetic energon, and it was Ratchet who originally made it. It is most logical that we must recruit this medic, Ratchet. Yeah, but how? Oh my dear Knockout, you forget we have an agent within the Autobot base, and he is ready to do my bidding. Soundwave was leading some Viacons to collect the parts I need, while I want you to cause a major distraction at any location you choose. Enough to drive the Autobots out of their base so that our agent may make his move and bring the Doctor to us. Why, of course, Lord Shockwave. So we now cut to the Autobot base, Hangar E, where the Autobots are still trying to process the recent deaths. Then, Agent Valor walks into the room. Prime? I'm picking up huge Decepticon activity and they made away with 20 tons of control rods. The Decepticons seem to be looking to build something. It cannot be good. I vow that no more lives will be lost to the Decepticon hands. For Magnus, for Smokescreen, and for Cliffjumper, the Decepticons must be stopped no matter the cost. To which all the Autobots roll out, yes, including Wheeljack, because there's a plan. Optimus Prime ground bridges in first, with the rest of the Autobots behind him, and Soundwave is flying around. He then ejects Laserbeak, to which Optimus Prime and Trax both take to the skies, and begin opening fire on him. And the Viacons get away with what they needed. Optimus then fires at Soundwave, taking him down, and Trax manages to capture Laserbeak, and Soundwave is captured in this timeline as well. Meanwhile, Knockout informs Shockwave that he has reason to believe Soundwave has been captured by the Autobots, and Shockwave says, enact the plan, immediately. Meanwhile, Optimus is deeply interrogating Soundwave. Tell us what Shockwave is attempting to do. To which Soundwave begins to think, should he? And this is where Optimus says, tell me, is this what Megatron would have wanted? For you to stay by Shockwave's side. To which Soundwave begins to tell him everything that Shockwave is doing. And once he is about to get to the part of what he did to Wheeljack, Agent Fowler says, we have incoming! To which we see Viacon jets flying in and shooting at the military base, with Knockout from far being like, yes, attack Decepticons, attack! To which the Autobots begin heading out and going into action. Bulkhead and Wheeljack run out into the battlefield, but sneakily Wheeljack just sneaks back around to the hangar. RC and Bumblebee run on out, seeing Knockout, and say surrender immediately. Knockout is like, I don't think so, Autobots. Bumblebee and RC look in shock as he puts something on. The Apex armor. Check out my new finish protector, with a few add-ons that will ensure your downfall. Knockout then puts on the Resonance Blaster and the Phase Shifter at the same time. With the Apex armor, he begins bombarding RC and Bumblebee. Bulkhead begins opening fire on Knockout. He is then tackled and pinned to the ground by Silas Breakdown. Round 2, Bulkhead. And Bulkhead is like, "Rrr," and attacks Silas back. Meanwhile, Ratchet inside goes to Soundwave. You didn't finish what you were saying to Optimus. Please tell me. He then shows the schematics for the upgrade for the cortical psychic patch. One of our own is being brainwashed? But whom? Wheeljack then comes into the room. Wheeljack, aren't you supposed to be out with the others? Wheeljack then runs at him for the glory of Shockwave. Ratchet is then like, no, as he's knocked out. Wheeljack then looks at Soundwave. You are a traitor. Shockwave will hear about this. Soundwave then plays his tune that literally disrupts Wheeljack's audio receptors. And then he taunts him with his same voice repeat thing that he did to Optimus. You are a traitor. Shockwave will hear about this. Wheeljack gets annoyed and just drags Ratchet's body away. Soundwave manages to free himself, and he also frees Laserbeak. And then he just stands there, thinking, reflecting on what Optimus Prime said. And so, he steps into the battlefield outside. And then he begins using his tentacles and Laserbeak, shooting through Viacon troopers. Knockout sees this and overcomes. Shockwave says, Knockout, fall back, the deed is done. To which the rest of the Autobots begin to come at Knockout, but Knockout, using the strength of the Apex armor, punches Warpath away, grabs Trax, tosses him away. RC and Bumblebee shoot at him, but he phases through, and then he uses the Resonance Blaster, aiming it at Optimus and knocking him away, and a ground bridge opens and he retreats through it, with Silas knocking Bulkhead away and following. Soundwave walks up to Optimus and helps him up. Optimus is then like, thank you, Soundwave. Soundwave then nods and shows Optimus the blueprints of the upgraded cortical psychic patch, along with the recording of Wheeljack betraying them and taking Ratchet. Optimus is then like, no, we must get him back. Can you open a ground bridge into the warship? To which Soundwave nods, but when he tries, he gets a major headache. It appears Knockout has informed Shockwave of Soundwave's betrayal, and blocked Soundwave from opening ground bridges into the Nemesis. Optimus helps him up. We shall find them the old-fashioned way. Meanwhile, back at the warship, they at last have Ratchet with them. And Shockwave basically says his plan to restore Cybertron and rebuild the Omega Lock. To which Ratchet disagrees and refuses to help. Shockwave then says, plan B then. And Wheeljack grabs him and pins him to the lab table. To which Shockwave walks at him with the cortical psychic patch. To which we now cut to Ratchet helping them complete the synthetic formula. And the Omega Lock is fueled and ready to go. To which Shockwave decides to cyberform Earth, but not to rule Earth. To just kill off everybody, Autobots and humans. And then he will head to Cybertron and restore it, and take his name as Emperor. But before he can activate the Omega Lock, Arachnid and the Insecticons walk into the room. Devoted servants, the time has come for us to kill Shockwave and have the Omega Lock all to ourselves, and the domination of Cybertron will go to me. Shockwave then looks at her. It seems I have another traitor in my midst. And then he presses a button, opening one of those pods of the cyber matter, and all he does is back up into it. And Arachnid looks in fear and shock as Shockwave walks back out in a brand new body, stares at them, and shoots the Hive with all of his new arsenal weapons, killing them. And he runs up to Arachnid and impales her with a sword, killing her, and says, let the reign of Emperor Shockwave begin. And that's where I'm going to leave it off here, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed part 4, and I'll see you guys in part 5, the finale. See you there.